Hello, I'm here on Church Street on this very warm, busy Friday afternoon. Like I've said in previous videos, more new arrivals means less Scousers. As new arrivals move in, Scousers move out. Now don't blame Scousers for that, because a dominant, aggressive culture has moved in to their community and hasn't adopted and embraced the Scouse ways. They've imposed theirs upon the Scouse host community. So that's what cultural change means. Cultural change means more new arrivals. More new arrivals means less Scousers, right? That's what it means. New arrivals move in, Scousers move out. New arrivals moved into London, Cockneys moved out. New arrivals moved into Birmingham, Brummies moved out, and so on and so on. You see where I'm coming from. More new arrivals means less Scousers. You have to bear with me with this, son. That's what it means, ladies and gentlemen. More new arrivals means less Scousers. And that is quite visible to see in the once proud working class Scouse community of Kensington and Fairfield. New arrivals moved in there in such large numbers, Scousers began to leave or were driven out. It didn't really matter, right? They left all the same. So that area then became less and less Scouse, which again is obvious for anyone that still lives there and those that travel through that once proud working class Scouse community. That's what happens. It's not Joe Owens making this up. This is the real world, I'm afraid. This is how it works. That's what's happened to London. Too many new arrivals with different ways, beliefs, values, standards moved into London, and then Cockneys began to leave in droves. There's not many left now, right? There's still a few there, but not many. Most of the boroughs in London have been culturally changed and represent something a million miles away from an original Cockney community in the true sense of the word. So that's what we see now happening in Kensington and Fairfield. Too many new arrivals of different ways, beliefs, values, standards have been housed there. And straight away they've been a competitive force, if that's the right description, against the host community. The host community being a Scouse community. That community fell friend, rightly or wrongly, is irrelevant, and that community in Kensington and Fairfield began to leave in droves, and they're still leaving, right? They're still leaving. So that's what cultural change means. It means fewer Scousers. That's what it means, right? More new arrivals move in, more Scousers leave. That means fewer Scousers in our glorious city. Long term, that poses a threat to our unique Scouse character, traditions and cultural identity. Again, this isn't Joe Owens making this up. This is the real world, folks. The real world politicians conveniently just want to ignore and pretend isn't happening, doesn't exist, and it's all made up. Well, it's not made up, ladies and gentlemen. It's real and present, right? So that's why it's in all our interest, long term, to oppose further cultural change of our glorious city. We oppose it at any forthcoming election. You can vote for the candidates, preferably Reform UK, but there's not one of them. And there's a candidate standing you believe is credible, reliable, and opposes further cultural change of our glorious city. Give them your vote. It's the only way we're going to stop this, right? You can protest, you can have all the marches, you can do all that stuff, but that's not going to change anything, I'm afraid. It's already been tried decades ago and achieved zilch. You have to vote out those responsible for what is happening to our city, right? Our city is being culturally changed. Too many new arrivals are moving into our glorious city. More and more Scousers are leaving those communities. That's what's happening, right? It's not Joe Owens making this up, it's real and present. Sorry for repeating myself, but I feel the need to sometimes to hammer home my point. Our city is being changed. It has been culturally changed. Excuse me, I'm just trying to get off that sun. It's been culturally changed. And if this change isn't stopped, long term, it poses a threat to our unique Scouse character, traditions and cultural identity. I wouldn't be down here if I didn't believe this was of utmost importance. It is, right? It is of an utmost importance because if cultural change is not stopped and more new arrivals poured into our glorious city, then more and more Scousers are going to leave, like they did in London. You see where I'm coming from. I'm going to go now, ladies and gentlemen. It's really getting busy, and I believe Joe Owens once again has made his point. Remember, no to cultural change, yes to Scouse pride. Shout it out loud, Scouse and proud. Okay, thank you.